I'm Caitlin. I did my presentation on Adolf Hitler's childhood and the psychological effects it caused him. He was born on April 20th, 1889, baptized a Catholic in Austria-Hungary. His mother and father, Clara and Alois, had 5 other children: Gustav, Ida, Odo, Edmund, and Paula. Paula and Hitler were the only 2 that were able to make it to adulthood. Hitler's father was best known for his abusive behavior, and Adolf and Alois, which is Hitler's father's name, never really got along. In 1892, at 3 years old, Hitler and his family moved to Austria, from Austria to Germany. Hitler's father died and left Clara and Adolf and his sister Paula to struggle financially. Hitler really wanted to follow his passion with art, and he applied to the Vienna Academy of Art, but was not able to pass the exam. A few years later, in 1908, not long after his father's death, his mother died. Once his mother was gone, he did not have much money. Hitler quit school at 16 and then tried to retake the exam. And then since he was not in school, he was living off the streets in Vienna, trying to sell his paintings. When the war broke out, Hitler applied to serve in the German army. Although he was an Austrian citizen, he was accepted in August 1914. Hitler tried to avoid the front lines as much as possible, which made him present for many significant battles. One battle that he was wounded in was the Somme, which also is known as the Somme offense. It was the battle of the First War that Germany was in. Hitler's childhood and upbringing was a major effect on his psychological mindset. Adolf had many siblings die before he could get a proper acquaintance with them. Children go through stages when they lose a sibling. It goes grief, regression, anger, depression, and then anxiety and shock. Usually they will either appear in stages or their mind will choose which way they want to feel. Hitler's hardship with his death did not end there. When Adolf was 14 years old, his father surprisingly passed away, and at 19 his mother passed away. Although he was not very fond of his father, him and his mother were very close. When a child experiences death of a parent, the emotional trauma can be devastating. According to goodtherapy.org, until recently, few studies have been examined on the impact of this type of loss relative to the age of the children and the quantity of parenting that the children have received. A study by Angela Nickerson at the Massachusetts Veteran Ethnology Researchers and Information Center at the University of New South Wales in Sydney, Australia. She questions how the dynamic effect of these children across their lifespan. And she said, as the lifespan progresses and the individual reaches an adulthood, the psychological and interpersonal consequences of this disturbance may manifest in a long-term mental health problem. There's strong evidence that the aspects of the family enrollment, such as quality of parental care and relationship with the surviving parent, are important in affecting long-term psychology reactions following parental loss. Death of a father, mother, or both parents, as well as continuously living with one or both parents dead, have an effect on the psychological well-being and the psychological health. A survey of families and households of 1987 to 1993 revealed that father's death leads to more negative effects on the sons and daughters of his mother than a mother's death, which leads to more negativity effects for the daughter than the sons. Problematic effects of parent loss are reflected more than men's physical health in response to women's. Although in this case, Hitler was not close with his father and was more close with his mother, so the opposite effect would have happened. Lastly, the abuse from his father could have also been a big contribution to why he ended up the way he was. There are 2 different types of abuse: emotional and physical. Emotional abuse is not only hurtful; it attacks the children's self-esteem. It is particularly damaging to the child's sense of self-worth and emotional development. A child who goes through emotional abuse can experience long-term effects that will carry over into adulthood. Emotional abuse, though it is very difficult to prove and even recognize, It does not leave bruises or visible scars like physical abuse does. However, there are ways to detect emotional child abuse and which actions you can take to stop it. Physical abuse may last a lifetime and can include brain damage and hearing and vision loss, resulting in a disability. Even less severe injuries can lead to the abuse of child developing severe emotion, behavior, or learning problems. Injuries to a child's growing brain can result in the delays and severe emotion issues, problems that could adversely affect his or her quality of life. For some effects of the children's physical abuse may be high-risk behaviors such as excessive promiscuity. Children who develop depression and anxiety because of the abuse past often turn into bad behavior such as smoking, alcohol, drugs, and other unhealthy, dangerous behaviors to deal with their emotional and physical and psychological abuse. There are also long-term effects like things as smoking and drinking, which can lead to liver damage and infection from sexually transmitted diseases. This is why people need to learn the signs of physical abuse and take the action right away by reporting it. Although we aren't sure how far Adolf Hitler's father's abuse had gone, it's obvious that it takes a toll on the child and their thinking.